G'day and welcome to the box seat. I'm Pete Anthonus. It's good to be here to preview 8 races from Belmont Park this Wednesday. A quick look at the forecast: sunny and 21 degrees. The rail is out in the 18 metre position with a cutaway in play, and I'm expecting a good forward track. Race 1 at Belmont jumps at 12:39. It's the Tab Touch Betty or Bet maiden over 1200 metres, and we'll have a look at the most recent trial of War Anthem.
Fair Delicious into the straight. War Anthem leads by a length. Going back to the inside to try and make some ground is Why Choose Her. Magnaforce letting down right down the outside. They've beaten off the other two. War Anthem's just in front. Magnaforce bearing down on the outside. Why Choose Her's railing through. Why Choose Her together with War Anthem. War Anthem, Why Choose Her.
Really keen to see how War Anthem goes in its second preparation. It showed enough there in its first prep. Bit of versatility as well, settling on speed and off speed, but I'm expecting from gate 2 the galloper will probably try and settle in the first 4. That certainly was the plan in the most recent trial, and I thought it was a pretty good one as well. The horse just going to the line under not too much effort whatsoever. Second pick is the 4, which is Scandolo. It was a heavily backed favourite there last start. It jumped best, was ridden with intent to lead on an even speed, but it ended up on the fence, and conditions weren't necessarily the greatest on that day for horses on the inside. It also had a bit of a mid-race slowdown to contend with, so I'm prepared to give it another go. Third pick is the 6, which is first starter Soul City. It gets the blinkers on, and we saw that when the blinkers were applied in the most recent trial, it really managed to find another gear there in the straight, so it should settle again somewhere on speed. Fourth pick is a 10, Regal Magic, who again was another horse that was landed on the inside on that same day where conditions weren't particularly in its favour. Willie Pike sticks with the horse, and from the wider gate it does look better suited. On top in race 1 is the 2, War Anthem, from 4, Scandolo, 6, Soul City and 10, Regal Magic. Race 2 at Belmont jumps at 1:14. It's the Western Race Picks maiden over 1,000 metres, and we'll have a look at the most recent performance of Westernised, last seen at Belmont.
Trademaster gets to the outside as well, and just behind them Wicklow Princess. Holy Ghost is under pressure here, and Money Matters is sweeping up with Snipperana. Money Matters the outside and Snipperana, but Money Matters going much the better. Back behind them Wicklow Princess, TC Spirit, and running on Westernised. Money Matters broke clear though with 100 to go. Drew out by a length. Westernised running on from Snipperana, but Money Matters does it well. Money Matters beat West.
Much better performance there from Westernised in its third start. It settled a little bit handier towards the speed, 1 out, 1 back, but in 5th position, and it really recorded just a very strong last 400, last 200, and it also comes into this race with the best last start performance. It's not saying a great deal considering only 6 of the horses have actually had career runs, but I was impressed with the way that Westernised finished off. Second pick is the 14, which is first starter Time to Sizzle. It's been professional and so far in 2 trials. It's been able to settle on speed, and the most recent one, it was ridden with intent to lead on an even to fast speed, and it responded well under not too much urging there in the straight. Third pick is a 9, Snipperana. I was pretty keen on this galloper last start, but it did spend a lot of the time on the inside on a day when that wasn't necessarily the best going. And again, the wide barrier probably isn't the most ideal situation, but it does have a fair bit of talent, and I'm prepared to go with it once more. The fourth pick is the 3, which is Warbler, who does look well suited from gate 2, which showed in a recent trial, albeit with only 3 runners, that it was ridden with intent to settle in the first galloper on that occasion. And if we go back to previous preparation, it did show some pretty good talent when running around on speed. On top in race 2 is 1, Westernised, from 14, Time to Sizzle, 9, Snipperana and 3, Warbler. Race 3 at Belmont jumps at 1:49. It's the Amelia Park handicap over 1,700 metres, and we'll have a look at the most recent performance of Luke's Choice at Belmont.
Around the bend, 400 metres left to go, and it's the Angles headed by She's All Right. Hotham Valley is there on the outside, followed by Serenity Bay. Luke's Choice is looking for a run just behind them, starting to work home, and Arsino is down the outside. Hotham Valley's under pressure. Serenity Bay hit the front now. It's Serenity Bay in front, Arsino down the outside. Luke's Choice, the inside, is coming through as well. Serenity Bay just in front of Luke's Choice though, and Serenity Bay got home.
I think this race looks pretty much set up for Luke's Choice. I think the wide barrier is suitable. We've seen the horse being able to settle on speed, but I think it will just take a sit just out the back. And we saw last start it tried to make a run along the inside on a day where that was quite difficult. So I think from gate 9 it should be able to do its best work down the outside. It has been recording some strong late sections over the last 400 and 200 and comes into this race with the best last start figures as well. So for me, Luke's Choice goes on top from the 6, Very Fast. So last 200 was okay, looking for a horse to step up in distance, and I think it should be just nearing peak fitness now. The horse itself showed some good talent last preparation, obviously had a few issues since that time, but in this third start it should be ready to near its peak. Third pick is the 8 Arsenault, who does seem to loom up in quite a few races, but always struggles to just find the line in front. Having said that, the 1400 up to 1700 does look ideal, and similar to Luke's Choice, it will be somewhere towards the back and finishing off strong. And fourth pick is the 4 On Your Head, who wasn't necessarily suited there, racing 4 wide without cover their last start. It did manage to find itself in the better ground in the straight, but all things being equal, it should be able to find the front and dictate this race. On top in race 3 is the 1 Luke's Choice from 6 Very Fast, 8 Arsenault and 4 On Your Head. Race 4 at Belmont jumps at 2:24. It's the Glenoid chaff handicap over 1700 metres, and we haven't seen this galloper in a few weeks, but we'll have a look at the most recent start of British Bessie.
Coming into the home corner, the others are struggling further back, including His and Hers, Saxy Filly, Vision and Prayer, gobbled up by British Bessie, who'd sailed straight past it. Down to the 200 now. British Bessie clear, 2.5 lengths, His and Hers. Now Pike starting to wind up Morning Song, and he's switching back towards the inside with 100 left to go. British Bessie, Morning Song driving along the rail. British Bessie from Morning Song, and British Bessie salutes.
That was a really good performance there from British Bessie. It had to chase the tearaway leader from quite a way out. It took over at the last 200 and managed to kick strong and hold on against a fast finishing Morning Song. British Bessie comes into this event with clearly the best last start figures, and if it gets any tempo at all in the event, it's clearly the horse to beat. It looks to map ideally from gate 4, and Chris Palm's riding in great order. Second pick is the 5 Serenity Bay, who was a vast drifter on the day, but still managed to find itself in a good position, 1 out, 1 back, and showed a good turn of foot there over the concluding stages. The overall race, will get a line through it in the previous event at Belmont on Wednesday, but look, Serenity Bay does look like it's an improving type. Third pick is the 2 Son of Bacchus, who's been ultra consistent so far this preparation in terms of the overall figures it's been running, and again should get into a lovely position from gate 2. And fourth pick is 12 Perceptive Miss, who again draws horrendously, but its last couple of starts it's been finishing particularly well. The overall figures have been good, and if it can make ground on the day, I certainly have respect for this galloper. On top in race 4 is the 4 British Bessie from 5 Serenity Bay, 2 Son of Bacchus and 12 Perceptive Miss.